January 14th, 2026, meeting of the Newtown Township Board of Supervisors. We'd like to start with a moment of silence. If you'd like to think about something that's important to you, or perhaps what a long, strange trip it's been. Thank you. Now we'd like to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Are there any special actions? No special actions tonight? Okay, so we go on to public comment. This is the first round of public comment. I see no one leaping to their feet. We will move on to minor approval. So there are minutes from the last meeting in December, and as Melissa and I were not on the board then, we should abstain from that. So we have moved the approval of the minutes from December 10, 2025 to itself. So may I have a motion to consider approval of the minutes from December 10, 2025?
I'll make the motion to approve.
Having had a second, any comment from the board? Any public comment? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay. All those abstain, please identify. Abstain.
I abstain.
That would be 3-0-2. Okay, next we have reports from the committees, boards, and commissions. I would like to recognize and invite person from committees to speak. I see no one from committees. Moving on to board members. So as chairman, I'll like to just say, again, it's my first time, so if you hear some wavering in my voice, I apologize. I'm sure I'll get used to this at some point. And I just wanted to say that, I'm really looking forward to this. I love Newtown. It's a great place to live. And I look forward to doing what I can to work for Newtown. And I look forward to working with this board. I look forward to helping do some really good things here. So that's all I have to say. I'd like to pass it on to Ms. Merck.
Hello, Newtown. Melissa Merck. Just a couple of things I wanted to say. First, I want to encourage the public to check out the Newtown website, newtownpa.gov website. It has a ton of information about it, including what all of the committees are. You can identify any vacancies if you want to get more involved. I really want to encourage community involvement. Second, yesterday there was a sewer authority board. I was not able to attend, but I was able to watch the video of it online today. And so I would encourage you there too to please check out their website and watch the video so you can stay informed. That's all. Thanks.
Mr. Secretary?
Nothing to report, thank you.
Ms. Snyder?
Yes, I'm going to take a few minutes here. Tonight I want to talk about emergency services. As you might know, we have a great need for 2 new buildings. One for police who are working in a place more suited for teaching preschoolers. Our police work in small rooms, boxes really, not a place where they can all sit down in a meeting to hear from the chief or whoever is assigning duty crews. The small rooms can accommodate sometimes 1 desk or 2 for the detectives interviewing suspects as well as doing their own paperwork. Those rooms are one and the same. It is not really a police administration building. It is very short of being that, but they make it work, of course. But they need a new building. But our firefighters, that's a whole different ballgame. Since it's a matter of life and death, we must have a new building. Our firefighters are working in a place that contains noxious fumes and cause cancer and heart disease. It is presumed in the Presumption Act, which is part of the national standards for firefighters, to try to stop what is going to affect their health for the rest of their lives. All you have to do is walk into station 45 or 55, and you will immediately know exactly what I'm talking about. How can we take our firefighters' lives for granted like that? I don't understand it. So I hope we move quickly to try to get them in a situation where they're not, in fact, going to die within 4 years, which is, by the way, statistics not given by me. It is given by, it's a national statement. We need a modern firehouse that separates contaminated areas called hot zones with decontaminated areas called cold zones. Contaminated zones contain engine exhaust and turnout gear that our firefighters wear while battling a blaze, and they are full of PFAS, cancer-causing substances. This is a fact and not speculation. As soon as our firefighters get back to the station, they should have an area of contamination where they strip off their gear and leave that in the hot side of the station to enter a clean side of the station where they can immediately get into a shower and scrub off the carcinogens that are present on their skin after fighting a fire. While they are doing that, their turnout gear is put into specialized washing machines and dryers. There is a document that our fire department can provide that says all of this. Everything that I'm saying is in the National Fire Safety Document. Besides that, which is most important, we have another thing that's most important. We have 2 new engines coming in a couple of years, and we keep hiring paid firefighters, which we need to do because of the lack of volunteers. We need a place to put these new fire engines. And more important than that, for our paid firefighters, we need a place where they can sleep. They need where there are small bedrooms, where they don't have to get, alerts that take them out of their bed and into their cars and over to the station. Instead of that, they can sleep in areas that are set up in a new fire station for sleeping purposes. Firefighters can sleep there instead of being woken up, as I just said. Sorry, I'm off script. And of course, we're going to keep hiring firefighters, which has been a signature achievement for us, along with the 2 new engines, because I was dedicated, along with Supervisor Fisher, to make sure that we did what we needed to do as far as hiring firefighters and getting new engines to replace the old engines. Basically, that is all I have to say tonight, but I hope all the supervisors will take that into account when they're thinking about the lives of the firefighters that every day put themselves in danger. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Snyder. Mr. Calabro? Okay, that moves us on to the public hearing. I believe we have no public hearing tonight?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is not exactly a public hearing. It's just a consideration by the board of a land development application. So we don't have to open a public hearing and go through and have a stenographer here. However, the issue is the board's consideration of a 3-lot subdivision. I'd like to frame a motion for the board to consider, and then, if appropriate, we'll get into discussion. If the board's of a mind, it would be a motion to grant preliminary and final plan approval for DeLuca Construction at Glengarry LLC for the subdivision of Bucks County Tax Parcel number 29-10-67-1 into 3 lots, retaining an existing single-family detached dwelling on one of the 3 lots, and proposing the construction of 1 new single-family detached dwelling on each of the other 2 lots. The property is also identified as 473 Lower Dolington Road in Newtown. The plans are entitled Preliminary Final Land Development and Major Subdivision for DeLuca Construction at Glengarry LLC, proposed single-family dwelling residential subdivision consisting of 28 sheets dated May 30th, 2025, last revised August 8th, 2025, prepared by Dynamic Engineering Consultants, PC. The plans are approved preliminary and final, subject to the following conditions. First, prior to the signing of final plans and their being recorded, the applicant shall revise the plans to comply with the comments set forth in the following review letters. A, Remington Vernick Engineers' second review letter dated August 28th, 2025. B, Remington Vernick Engineers' traffic review letter number 2 dated August 28th, 2025. C, CKS Engineers' second review letter dated September 29th, 2025. And D, Bucks County Planning Commission's review letter dated June 26, 2025. 2, prior to the signing of final plans and their being recorded, the applicant shall demonstrate compliance with all conditions of approval contained in the decision and order of the Newtown Township Zoning Hearing Board dated January 31st, 2025 at appeal number 1223-24. 3, prior to the signing of final plans and their being recorded, the applicant shall revise the plans to show the installation of a sidewalk along Lower Dolington Road frontage of the property. Following the recording of plans, the applicant shall install said sidewalk. 4, prior to the signing of final plans and their being recorded, the applicant shall revise the plans to show the installation of a street light at the entrance to the new access drive on Lower Dolington Road, and the installation of a street light at the dead end of the new access drive within the development. 5, the applicant shall not use the word Willow in the name of the new access drive to the development. 6, prior to the issuance of a building permit for the project, the applicant shall pay a traffic impact fee of $9,631.70 to the township. 7, prior to the signing of final plans and their being recorded, the applicant shall enter into a development agreement, a financial security agreement, and a stormwater operations and maintenance agreement with the township, and shall post financial security in the form of cash or an irrevocable letter, standby letter of credit to secure the completion of the proposed improvements. And finally, 8, prior to the signing of final plans and their being recorded, the applicant shall pay the township all outstanding fees and costs due for plan review. In addition, the board is granting 18 waivers as set forth in the applicant's engineer's letter dated August 11th, 2025. There were more waivers there, but there were several withdrawn concerning the sidewalks along Lower Dolington Road, which will be required, and the 2 streetlights that will be required as mentioned previously. So the motion would include granting the remaining waivers from the subdivision and land development ordinance. It'd be appropriate, Mr. Chairman, to ask for a motion and a second.
Do I have such a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second. Any discussion from the board?
Just one to the solicitor in regards to the name. You mentioned that it cannot contain the word Willow, but haven't we also eliminated any new developments from having the name Newtown in it too?
This is for the name of the road,
Oh, okay.
not the
The
development.
development's not going to have a name.
Development's,
Okay.
yeah, 3 lots, yeah.
All right, thank you.
Any other discussion from the board? Any discussion from the public? Seeing none, I will ask all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes 5-0.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, up next, we have our consent agenda, which includes considering the approval of minutes from January 5, 2026, consider payment of bills in the amount of $575,742.34, as also and transfers in $10,246.55, and also consider payment of the January 2026 bills, the list of $401,380.65, and transfers in the amount of $229,865.07, including pedestrian upgrades for flashing beacons, change order number 2 certificate, and the 2025 liquid fuels payment certificate. Do I have such a motion? Second?
I'll second.
Any discussion from the board? Any discussion from the public? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Okay, I believe up next we have reports of officials. And I believe there is no engineer's report tonight.
I presented my report in the board's packet. I'm happy to answer any questions that anyone has.
Any questions for the engineer? Seeing none, I believe up next is Mr. Solicitor.
Thank you. I was just beginning to rest from that previous motion, but I'm ready. First item on our report, Mr. Chairman, is the consideration to authorize the solicitor to advertise an ordinance approving the cable TV franchise agreement with Verizon. As the board knows, the township works with a consortium of other municipalities through Pittsburgh-based Cohen Law Group to negotiate its franchise agreements with Verizon and Xfinity. The Verizon one came due. They negotiated the agreement, and we have to enact an ordinance to approve that franchise agreement. It would be appropriate for a motion to authorize me to advertise that ordinance for your next meeting.
Do we have such a motion?
I'll make the motion.
We have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion from the board? I actually have a question. Oh, sorry, go ahead. Nope. So,
I have a question.
you go first. Yeah. Sorry.
Today, we've had all sorts of problems with Verizon, as many of us could see. Does this affect in any way what is done at the township level? Does that affect us at all?
The ordinance or the agreement or?
No,
with
the fact
Verizon,
that
the
that
outage?
Verizon has been out all day.
No, I had service all day long.
You had service all day long. Okay, so that doesn't affect our decision here at all?
No.
Okay, thank you.
So I was just, as it being new to this process, I'm just curious. So basically, when we have this agreement, that gives them, why do we need this agreement?
So, long story short, the township joined the Bucks County Consortium, who hired Cohen Law Group to negotiate a cable franchise agreement with Verizon. Cable franchise agreement allows townships to have certain rights and revenue from the cable franchises that operate inside the township. So, just for instance, a few highlights of what's included in this agreement is that the township will get a 5% contribution from the franchise fee. And they've expanded their revenue sources from 22 to 27. So theoretically, the township's revenue would kick up a little bit from that. They have reporting requirements, PEG channel provisions, so that this meeting can be broadcast for free on TV, on the television channels, and the duration's a 5-year term. Verizon will not go longer than 5 years because of the streaming capabilities now, so they limit their contracts to 5 years. So that's just a little bit about what it is.
And that pertains mainly to just to television, not like broadband or running cable or anything like that. It's just access to the airwaves?
It's cable television franchise.
Thank you.
We have the same thing with Comcast, do we not?
Yes.
Any additional questions? Any questions from the public? Seeing none, take a vote. All in favor of considering this motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes 5-0.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Next item on our agenda is also consideration of authorizing an ordinance. This one establishes attorney's fees for municipal claims and liens. When you collect past due or unpaid liens and costs from residents who fail to pay their appropriate fees, you can add attorney's fees to that so that the township isn't paying its attorney to do the work and only recovering whatever the fee is. You can pass the fee on to the breaching party. However, that has to be enacted by ordinance. So we have drafted that ordinance and ask your permission by motion to advertise that for your next meeting.
Do we have such a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Any comment from the board? Any comment from the public? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes 5-0.
And the last item on our agenda, Mr. Chairman, is the consideration of sending a subdivision and land development ordinance amendment to the County Planning Commission for a 30-day review period. This ordinance came out of our Planning Commission with the assistance of the township's planner. This amends the landscaping provisions and provides for different plantings and appropriate native species, non-invasive species, et cetera, to be required to be used in subdivision land development projects. But before the township can consider it, it should be sent, well, it has to be sent to the County Planning Commission for a 30-day review because it's an amendment to the subdivision and land development ordinance. Part of the motion should also be to authorize its advertisement so that when the 30-day period expires, we can be ready to enact it.
Do we have such a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any comment from the board? Any comment from the public? All approved, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Passes 5-0.
That concludes our report. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Solicitor. Manager's report?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The general fund balance this evening is $5,495,511. Plan expirations before the board with no action required. This evening, we have Chief Hearn to give his monthly police chief report. Evening, Chief.
Good evening, sir, board members. Welcome to the new board members, appreciate it.
Thank you.
December 2025 end-of-year police report. We documented 2,186 calls for service. Logged over 15,000 miles on our patrol fleet. We had 10 arrests for the month and clearances, 1 for indecent assault, 1 for fraud, which was the 4th suspect involved in that Truist Bank Wawa incident from November. 1 tampering with evidence, which was involving a juvenile. 3 warrants from the Bucks County Sheriff's Department, 2 narcotics arrests, and 2 DUI arrests. There were 7 new cases referred to detectives for investigation and 3 crime scenes processed, some of which included an internet crimes against children, 2 vehicle thefts, which included an ATV and a dirt bike, criminal mischief, 1 criminal trespass, 1 theft involving a credit card flam, and 1 swatting incident on Clare Drive. We had 79 traffic crashes for the month, where we issued 126 citations and 153 warnings were issued for the month as well. We had 2 truck enforcement details for the month, documenting 51 inspections, 7 citations, 29 warnings, 5 vehicles were placed out of service, 3 drivers were placed out of service, and 1 vehicle was towed. Directed traffic enforcement, we had a total of 25 details at 4 locations. We issued 76 warnings and 50 citations. Our speed sign and board trailer was deployed in 1 to 2 week intervals. For the month of December, it was mainly used for the Newtown Parade and advising residents of the upcoming event. And then we had speed warnings at both directions on Sycamore Street and on South Drive. Notable incidents for the month of December, the On 12/7, we had our Christmas and holiday parade. It was a success. The road closures were in effect, and additional resources were deployed to ensure a safe environment. On 12/23, our Newtown Police Department units responded to the assistance requested by Bristol PD for the explosion and mass casualty incident in Bristol. I assigned 2 supervisors and 6 officers to that detail when the incident occurred. And on 12/31, Sergeant Robert Lupinetti, who's been with us for 28 years, has officially retired. We wish him well in his retirement, and our application process is now open for his replacement. Public service announcements, I only have one, basically on frauds, cyber crimes, and artificial intelligence impersonation attempts. This is for the public. Local police departments, the sheriff's department, the township will not contact you via email or text saying we have an arrest warrant and requiring money for you to cash up. We will not do that. If your grandchildren are locked up, the arresting agency will contact you. Don't believe anything you're hearing over the phone. Hang up the phone and call your grandson directly or call your own children. Protect your private information. Do not buy gift cards to someone you personally do not know and met personally. And do not click on any links or unsolicited emails or text messages that you do not recognize. This is for your own protection because there's a ton of scams out there. I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Yeah, Chief, I heard a new one I never heard before. You said something about one incident of squatting.
What?
Was it a home that was for sale and empty, or were the people on vacation, or how did that situation happen?
No, the people were home. We believe it has something to do, maybe one of the residents inside the house on a gaming platform where they gather information and call in false, fictitious information to 911 through the back channels and requiring a large police response, usually involving a shooting type incident. Our officers responded quickly. They were aware of the address, took precautionary measures, secured the property, made sure everything was good, and we resumed patrol. Our investigation continues, but the issue is with the way they bounce the phone numbers around and the IP addresses, it's hard to track down.
To be clear, that was swatting, not swatting.
Not squatting. Yes, okay, gotcha. And are the residents notified before? I mean, I've seen documentaries on Netflix where the police just bust right in. Do we take any precaution to make sure there are innocent parties in there? Or?
We take tactical measures to approach the property, make contact with the people, make sure there's no victims within the house. We try all possible precautions. Unfortunately, sometimes in this country it does go south because people enter the doors with handguns in their hands or other measures, where the officers have to be cognizant of that this is actually occurring. So it's incumbent upon police radio to give us as much information as possible about the caller, where it's coming from, and it's modern technology and dumb kids.
A dangerous situation.
Yes, it is.
Thank you, Chief.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Chief. Mr. Chairman, next item under our report, as you're aware, the township and the union for non-uniform employees have come to a tentative agreement for a new contract. The appropriate motion would be motion to approve the tentative agreement with CWA Local 13,000 for non-uniform employees.
Do we have such a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion from the board? Any discussion from the public? Seeing none, I call a vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes 5-0.
Next item under our report, Mr. Chairman, is the ratification of the proposal with Wiesner Consulting for assistance with the township's finances in the absence of a finance director. Appropriate motion would be a motion to ratify the proposal with Wiesner Consulting.
Do we have such a motion?
So moved.
Any discussion from the board? Any discussion from the public? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0.
And Mr. Chairman, I would just like to note that the board met in executive session this evening to discuss matters of collective bargaining.
Thank you.
We have under our report.
Thank you, Mr. Manager. Up next is our second round of public comment. There we go.
Of course.
John DeApril, Newtown Grant, still the biggest and the best. Like to welcome the two new board members. Hopefully you're for all of Newtown. Not like the last chair that we had was totally one party. Want you to know that I didn't vote for you. So I will be watching. And Ellen, I heard you were pouting about the new assignments on the board up there. Just in line with you've done all your time up there. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you.
Hi, John Mack, law-abiding citizen of Newtown Township. I know the engineer didn't give a report, but the last time I was on the board of supervisors, we had talked a little bit about the traffic study that was going to be done on Fountain Farm Lane. Is that correct? I noticed there wasn't any report of that, but is there any? Like to know if there's any update regarding that study that you're supposed to be doing. Any information you can give to the public would be welcome. Thank you.
Any additional public comment? That takes us to other business. Any other business?
I do have something. Dennis and I, Dennis Fisher, for the last 4 or 5 years, have made it our responsibility to go to the jointure meetings. Now that we are not chair and vice chair, it is up to you, Mr. Chair, to take on that responsibility. That is on the first Thursday of every month, and we have one vote. That is the vote that you would give for our township. So I'm just hoping and praying that you will come to those jointure meetings to learn what the jointure is, how it works, and what exactly they do there. So you can make an informed decision about whether the jointure is still needed or whether you might be in favor of losing it like I am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have a member that sits on the body right now as an official? Do we have a vice chairman on the board or anything?
I was, but I'm not
Are
doing
you
that.
still?
No.
I think.
Reorganization is
Did it
the
happen
first-
already?
No,
No? Okay.
they canceled the January meeting.
Okay. And from my recollection, if the chairman didn't show up, but if the vice chairman or another person on this board, that person becomes the voting person for the jointure at that
Well-
particular meeting.
Well, that is true, but don't you think the chair should acquaint himself with
yeah,
what
the-
exactly happens at the jointure?
Sure,
How
the-
it works? I mean, he
sure.
is the chair. That's part of the responsibility, is knowing how every...
Well, the chair can go to whatever meetings he wants to. He can go to every meeting. The vice chair, members, and even the assistant treasurer, assistant secretary. We, as the board, can go to any meeting, and if there is only one of us at that particular board meeting for the jointure, we become the voting member for Newtown Township.
So you don't think it's appropriate for the chair to know what the jointure is
I think
and
it's
how it
appropriate
works?
for the chair to determine if he can make those meetings. Maybe he has a conflict on that night. If he does, that's his personal choice. I'm not telling him what to do, when to do it, or how to do it. That's not my position. If he wants to go to them, he can go, just like he could go to the planning commission or anything else. And maybe I see he's got his finger on the pulse there, so maybe he wants to answer that question himself. I don't speak for the chair.
I won't either, but I certainly think that the chair should know about every functioning part of what happens in this township, and there's no reason for the chair not to. Yes, the vice chair can know.
Understood, but the chair can know what's going on in the township by not having to go to every meeting. You could still be well-informed and not go to the meeting. There are other people that give reports for these meetings. I've sat up here sometimes when I heard all 4 other members, maybe 3 members, give their synopsis of the planning commission. And then Mrs. Driscoll come out and give. That's how you learn about it also, the reports that are given. Should he go? If he can, yeah, I agree. You see, that
To
is
be
a
clear.
learning process.
Thank you, Phil.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Ellen. Yeah, I understand, and I do plan on going. It's
Yeah,
you know,
there's
it's a
3
critical part.
townships that are involved,
Yeah.
so having those relationships with those townships, I think, are very important.
Yes, I agree. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other business? Okay. Seeing none, I believe it's time to adjourn. Thank you very much.